Now, legally speaking, all right, in Georgia, 16 is called the age of consent. What does that mean? Well, that means if the female, who is 16 years old, is approached by a male over the age of 18 to say 120, right, which is what Moses said we could live to, right? And she chooses to consent to the sexual act with this person and says yes to the sexual act, she has consented to the act of sex, right? And can legally do so at that age. That's all it means. Now, ask me, do I know any 16-year-olds around me? No, zero, zilch, nada, not a one, not a one. Ask me, am I really able to date right now? Or if any woman is showing any interest in me? No, zero, really, not one, not one. Now, what can you do about it? Wait until one does. That's it, that's it. I mean, right. Now, I've had women come on to me and had sex with me the same day. I know. I've even went to a motel room with one woman, and the same day we had sex for $20. Because her husband left her kind of stranded there with no money, nothing to do, right? So what's she going to do? Find her a man and have sex for $20. Now, I didn't pay her for the sex, right? I gave her $20 as charity because her husband left her there by herself, right? And she didn't have no money. You understand? Right? That's not prostitution. I charitably gave a woman I also had sex with some money, right? As you would your girlfriend if she'd say needed $20. You know what I mean? Durr. Mm-hmm. Now, we're not talking a whole lot of money either, but it's enough to get her something to eat for at least the rest of the day and be okay. Now, she was dumb enough to give me the room number and told me to call later on, and I did, and the man answered, and I said, is so-and-so there? And I acted cool about it, you know what I mean? And again, whatever happened after that, happened after that. I don't know. But again, alright, I had a couple women pick me up, and we talked about them needing some money. Again, one wanted 120 and I only had 80, and one wanted 50, which I had on me at the time. So I said, okay, I don't mind giving you, $50 for a night of pleasure, and then the moment it's goodbye. Beware of what is dancing in her eye. She's going to get you, but all that she wants is another baby. And she's gone tomorrow, but all that she wants is another baby. Yeah. Okay. See what I mean? That's a one night stand. That's still a one night stand. With a woman I met briefly, I might have wanted more of a relationship with her, but I didn't see her again, so that happens too. A little bit of money, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, right? And I met this other girl on 37th Street here in Savannah, right? I was coming off of the 16 off ramp down to 37th Street, and this very attractive African girl was trying to stop somebody, so I stopped for her or see what was going on. And she too needed $20 because she needed a place to stay for the night, and the guy who offered her a room wanted either sex with her or $20. You get why she needed to stop someone to get some money. She didn't have nothing on her. So again, I gave her $20. She kind of broke it and got a condom, but we didn't use it anyway. But anyway, right. And she was trying to barter with the guy to use the room for me and her for a little bit, for about 30 minutes to an hour. And he borrowed my car temporarily as a means to settle the idea. And again, brought the car back, and I left, but went and seen a movie or something, and that's all that happened there. So the woman did have my number and called me the next morning, and again, I gave her another ride. I was also open to more sex. She wanted to shower or whatever, and I was fine with that too. So I dropped her off where she wanted to be dropped off, and that was the end of it, right? Never saw her again, right? Alright, that's the point too, right? That's called helping a lady out. Not prostitution, right? Right, right. But only 4 women I really did that way. The rest of them were kind of different types of one night stands. Some I met at the club, right? Um, One was part of the USO tour. Right? She was working for the USO or something, and me and her went to a Chinese restaurant and had sex in her van by I think it was the electric company or something, or the power line or the power plant, whatever it was, in Boston, right? For about 30 minutes, and she kind of rode me till we both came. Took about 30 minutes there. So it's some were quick, some were slow, some were 5 to 10, some were longer, right? And it went from one woman to another, right? No little girls, no children ever came in across my path that way. And that's kind of like what dating's like now, right? Now, again, that was though during the 90s. During the 80s, we got the coronavirus now, so that's going to affect dating a little bit in the future too, right? So people are going to want to make sure, have you had your test? Are you clean? Or do you have the virus or not, right? And, Tuesday I'm going to try to find out where to get the virus test for the virus, make sure you don't got it, right? And try to do that on Tuesday if it don't cost anything, if it's free to the public, right? Or pay through Medicare, like, because I'm already disabled, I can do that. But again, another thing about people accuse you of pedophilia is you have to know the person is underage for that to apply. If you ask someone how old they are and they lie, you can't tell the truth after that with the person, and they lied to you maybe, but you didn't lie to them, right? But that's all I can say, right? Is, if I was with a 15-year-old, it's because she's not supposed to work in the salon legally till she's 16 and was trying to illegally work there. And don't matter if your parents or who it is putting you in that job situation, you can't do it till she's 16, right? Because of the chemicals involved. That's a requirement for the law for salons in Georgia. You don't have a choice. You're working the girl too young, and I didn't know she was that age, and I was going by what I learned online. So, like I said, right, if you know she was 15, you shouldn't have put her in that position. You know how those old ladies get when someone's getting a nail job anyway? Especially if it's a big white guy who's disabled and the girl massages his feet. And again, she's, there to learn the trade, but what did she learn in the bathroom? I don't know. I don't remember. Not going to get the girl in trouble or myself. We did what we thought was appropriate for our brief interaction. That's all I need to say about it, right? Maybe it was an hour later or something like that. Maybe it was less than that. If you don't remember something, you're just not going to rat her out or yourself out. You're just going to play a little bit not sure what happened, but whatever happened, it's as it was meant to be, right? In that situation, right? Plus, if she's not 15 then, she's 16 now. Probably. Don't know her birthday either, right? Now, I know Frederique's from the Japanese restaurant. She said February 10th was her birthday, and she was born in 1984. I mean, that's several months ago, though. I ain't seen her since, and they changed the whole lineup. Whatever. Can't do nothing about that. But again, right, I ain't seen Tina out there in a while, and what do they do? Ship these girls to different stores and work them like they're slaves or something? That slaves to them? But whatever. I'm moving on, right? If she was underage, I didn't know because she's supposed to be 16. But if her parents were trying to build her character, why was she going to the bathroom with me anyway? To see I wasn't hard or something and get me hard when I wasn't hard to begin with? That's crazy, ain't it? On the girl's part and mine, especially if I thought she was 37. I wouldn't have hesitated to hit that. Just saying. But whatever. Let's move on, please.